hockey once again, but this time hockey of a different sort, as the Flyers will not be competing against one of their rivals in a game. No, they'll be competing against one another in the Federal Express NHL Super Skills competition presented by Comcast SportsNet. Hi, I'm Jim Jackson along with Gary Dornhoefer down on the ice. Brian Propp and Steve Coates ready for what should be a very fun event here at the First Union Center as the Flyers compete in the Super Skills competition. Gary, we basically get to see the Flyers at their best, and they get to compete against one another and have some fun.
That is always a good time, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the players made a little side wager every once in a while. But the skills that you're going to see tonight really get you in the National Hockey League. You know, you talk about skating, shooting, passing. You have to be able to shoot the puck, and you have to shoot it quickly, and the breakaway really, I mean, as you look at those drills, I mean, every one of them, hey, you have to have in your game in order to be able to compete.
And then, as you said, the fact that they're competing against one another, that makes this a very fun event as well. Always will be some laughs, but there will be some serious competition as well. We certainly will have the action covered for you here, and we actually have two guys down on the ice, as we mentioned, Steve Coates and Brian Propp. Steve Coates is following the white team.
Thanks very much, Jimmy, and I'm going to be down here covering the white team throughout the day. And there's a lot of question marks in regards to the competition. You know, when you take a look at the actual, skills competition, we look at the hardest shot, we look at the fastest skater all the time. And when you look down the white team and you see the likes of a John LeClaire and a Mark Recchi, and you know who might be a sleeper also in the hardest shot? Look for Danny McGillis. Boy, he can really let it go, and I think that's the guy to watch in that hardest shot. And of course, Mark Recchi, one of the league leaders right now in scoring, he'll be right there as far as the white team is concerned. It's going to be a great night, and it's going to be a pretty good competition between the white and the orange. And speaking of the orange, let's now go to Brian Propp, who will be covering the orange team.
Thanks, Steve. I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown about the orange team. The orange team has Eric Lindros, Eric Desjardins, a lot of other great players, but they're looking for those two players to lead them in this competition against the white team. The orange team feels very confident that they can defeat the white team. They're looking forward to it as being a lot of fun and enjoying themselves in this next hour. And I think one of the main events is going to be the fastest skating events with Simon Gagne, Mikhail Anderson, and Damon Lankow. The orange team feels very confident that they can win that event. Also, Eric Lindros is looking to take over the lead and win the hardest shot award, and Sandy McCarthy on the orange team also vying for that title tonight, and everyone is really looking forward to this. It should be a lot of fun, and it will be coming up in the next hour.
All right, thanks, Brian, and we're just about set to get underway with the skills competition. The first event is puck control relay. In fact, as the teams will be skating length of the ice, let's tell you a little bit about this. At the whistle, one player from each team skates from goal line to goal line, and once there, he will pick up a puck and maneuvers around the prescribed course and back toward the starting line. And when that skater makes contact with the original starting line, the next skater proceeds through the same course.
Now, of the three skaters in race one, the second must be a defenseman who will begin the race skating backwards until he reaches the center line. Race two will feature a one-on-one heat. Always be mindful to maintain control of the puck, or you could be disqualified. 2 goals are at stake, one for the winning team in race one, one awarded to the winning skaters team in race 2.
You can bet these guys are at least a little nervous here, because all eyes are on you as you try to make your way around those pylons. And Gary, it's very easy to lose the puck trying this drill. It's not, it's not as easy as it looks.
Been there, done it.
I would think this would have been a drill you would have just been spectacular at.
Absolutely not. I didn't want to carry the puck at all. I just wanted it in front of the net. All right, here we go.
Here we go. Hull, and actually Therrien's going first, so defenseman leading off for the white. Hull picks up the puck. He's got the slight lead on Therrien, so the forward with the advantage thus far. They weave their way all the way around those pylons. Hull building his lead now as he gets the orange team off to a good start. He'll get to the line, and out goes Adam Burt. Valeri Zelepukin is going for the white. And Zelepukin making up some ground right here. It's just about even halfway through.
Well, again, both teams have been very good at handling the puck, not making any mistakes. We got a dead heat so far.
Burt, perhaps a slight lead. Adam Burt doing very well on the pylons, knocks the last one down, and now Mikhail Anderson for the orange against Michael Renberg. The two Swedes, they're good friends, and they will anchor this thing, and it is very tight. This one's coming right down to the wire. Renberg knocks one over, but he is all right. Oh, Mikhail Anderson Anderson had some trouble around that one pylon on the red line. Renberg has a very slight lead. And Renberg and the white team will win it. They are a happy bunch.
He was that excited last night when he scored that goal, too, for the Flyers, the winner. So Michael Anderson just gets nudged out at the wire.
Anderson had a little trouble, and as he was having trouble, Renberg was really motoring around those pylons.
Now watch Michael Renberg. Again, you want to stride as you're going along the pylons. You're watching to see where the course is and also keeping an eye and make sure you have good control of that puck. But that last burst at the end was the amount of victory that he had is about at least a second, no more than that.
All right, so the white team gets the first point of the evening. And as the lead, now one more puck control race. This will be a one-on-one matchup. Here's as though the white team has nominated Valeri Zelepukin, and the orange team is going to go with Jody Hull. What do you like in this matchup?
I think Zelepukin, he's got a little more speed than Jody Hull, but you know, it was a little confusing because one of the defensemen was supposed to skate backwards, and that never did materialize.
They didn't do that, which surprised me as well. That's why I thought they had said the defensemen were going to go second.
Protest, protest.
They're bending the rules a little, but it was still a good race, even for both sides. Oh, false start. Valeri jumping the gun. And they get the whistle. And here they go. Length of the ice first, and then they have to negotiate the pylons. And it's Hull who is able to skate the length of the ice faster, and Hull is moving very well. Jody Hull is significant lead. Zelepukin fumbles the puck. There's some boos from the fans. This is a Philadelphia crowd, after all. And Jody Hull basically coasting his way to the win to even this thing as the orange picks up its first point.
Yeah, once Jody Hull saw that Zelepukin was in trouble, he could make sure at the very end, the last four pylons, and just take it easy and coast to victory.
So 1-1, the white team wins the relay, the orange team takes the one-on-one race.
Now here's where the problem started for Zelepukin. The puck hit the cone, and you can never recover from something like that. So that was the only mistake throughout the contest, and so the orange comes back to tie this at 1.
Hull did have a little lead before that, and that just put it away as Valeri could not catch up. Jody was very solid through the pylons, and then here, of course, just coasting as he had the big lead. So Jody Hull gets the orange team its first point. He's downstairs with Brian Propp.
And Jody, what a great job you did on the one-on-one puck handling. You beat Valeri Zelepukin kind of handily. What was your strategy for that?
I don't think I had any strategy. It was just, you know, all out, right to the end. To get the puck is, I think, the key. And, you know, just trying to keep control and go through it, not slowly, but with accuracy.
How about not getting much of a warm-up and jumping right off the bat like this? You did an outstanding job in the first couple of events. Do you think that gave you an advantage?
I don't know, maybe a little bit, but, you know, I wish we didn't have to do that bike ride after yesterday's game.
All right, well, thanks a lot. Congratulations, Jody Hull, and we'll go back upstairs.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Didn't want that bike ride. But, hey, Jody Hull looked very spry out there in tying this thing at one apiece.
I think the bike ride probably helped him, for goodness sakes.
He doesn't want you to say that. All right, so one event in the books coming up next when we return. Real fun one, the fastest skater competition. Mark Recchi's involved in that.
The new 2000 Plymouth Neon has more available safety and security features than any car in its class, with refined suspension and steering, safety cage construction, and full-frame triple-sealed doors. You can feel safer in whatever you do. And starting under $12,000, you can safely splurge on other things. The new 2000 Plymouth Neon. Buy now and choose 0.9% APR in place of the cash allowance.
Hello, everyone. I'm Leslie Goodell, along with Pat Boyle, coming up at 10 o'clock on Toyota Sports Night.
Time has run out on the Phillies and Eagles' new stadium proposals, at least for now. We'll have the details and reaction from both teams and the mayor.
The Flyers spent their off day helping families in need. We'll have that story.
Randy Johnson may not have brought a championship to Arizona, but today the league recognized him for his individual achievement.
These stories and more coming up on Toyota Sports Night at 10 o'clock. We'll see you then.
Welcome back to the FedEx NHL Super Skills competition. There, the electric eye, which will be used for the first time and used to get the times of the skaters as we head into the fastest skater competition. In this event, each player starts from a standing position 3 feet from the red line and then completes 1 full lap around the ice surface. There's an animated look at it. Players who fall must get up and complete the course to avoid disqualification. This is all about speed.
Yes, it is. That's a course that I wouldn't want to try. Unlike years in the past, this contest consists of 6 single skater timed races. The skater with the fastest overall time will earn 1 goal for his team. What will determine the winner of this race is how well a guy can maintain his speed going around the net, you know, keeping the legs crossing over one after another, and so that way you don't lose speed, whereby as if you coast, you will.
All right, underway. Simone Gagne for the orange team, and this kid can fly.
And he stumbled coming out of the gate, but he has really picked it up.
And around he goes. His time. Wait, 14.174. And Simone Gagne, I have to think, is going to be up near the top because he can flat out skate.
Well, that time there would have beat me by 17 seconds. So.
18. Mark Recchi will be the first contestant from the white team to go, and of course Rexy can skate too. A lot of this also, though, is how you round the curves.
That's the most important. If you can maintain your speed by crossing your legs over. Now right here, this is where it starts. See how Mark continues to cross over his legs, never loses a beat.
Cutting as close as he could to the net and the pylon, and hey, beats Gagne 13.8.
Recchi has a shorter, choppier motion where Gagne has a longer stride.
Well, Mark Recchi sets the standard now. The white team has the lead. This is what you were talking about. Around the pylon and the net. Keeps the leg moving, crossing over.
Yeah, there not one time, you know, on the curve there did Recchi ever coast. He does a little bit on the far end, maybe total of about maybe 8 feet. But other than that, that was a fantastic race for Mark Recchi.
Kyle Anderson is up next. Another very fluid skater. Anderson gets the legs going. He's one of those effortless skaters, Gary. It doesn't look like he's really skating that hard, but he's moving.
Effortless? What is that word?
He's not going to beat Recchi, though. 14.327 for Anderson. So Recchi's time holds up thus far.
Well, Anderson gave it a good go, but again, that just goes to show you how quick Mark Recchi is. And you know where you can also pick up some time is your first couple of strides right out of the block.
Michael Renberg is going to keep the helmet on. Get rid of that helmet. Maybe help your time. But
he didn't shave his head by any chance, did he?
Oh, Michael's anxious here. No problem there. He just settles back in, and away he'll go. Michael Renberg's a powerful skater.
Again, watch the crossovers. I know he does an excellent job.
And you just go all out in the straightaway. And this could be close. Nope. 14.244. Mark Recchi, the only player thus far to break 14 seconds.
Now, Michael handled the first turn without any problems, but he stumbled a little bit on the second turn, and that's where he lost some valuable time. And there's not much margin from first to where Michael Renberg finished. About a second.
That's why, yeah, 1/10 of a second.
And that was the first turn. That went absolutely perfect. Now just keep your eye as Michael Renberg makes his next turn, and right there he'll stumble and coast. See, when you coast, that's where you'll lose some time.
Damon Lenkow, the last competitor from the orange team, and he's got a shot at it.
Yes, he does.
Battery getting started. Now Lankow makes the turn. Kept the legs moving. Yeah, but he coasted there. Is that going to cost him? Oh, just barely. Just barely did Recchi's time hold up. 13.880. So you're talking about less than a tenth of a second. Damon Lankow moves into second place, but Mark Recchi's time holds up.
And I wondered if that second turn, you know, when there was a little bit of a coast there, rather than keeping the legs crossing over, the difference.
So the final competitor is John Leclerc, and his teammate has already got the lowest time, so the individual point will go to the white, but the average time is still up for grabs. Here goes Big John. Now making his way around the second hit. Oh, little stumble. What a good time for John. 14.012, and not a mathematician, but I think that might give the white team the average win as well. We'll have to wait for him to tally up the times. But that's good skating for the big guy.
Yeah, absolutely, and kind of interesting looking in a contrasting style with John Leclerc. John Leclerc really takes the long strides, where Mark Recchi has the shorter strides.
Always wonder, you know, people see a big player and they say, well, he's not fast. It's deceiving. Those big guys are moving out there, and John Leclerc certainly proved that. But the best time of the competition belonged to Mark Recchi, and Steve Coates is set to talk with him. Coates.
Thanks very much, Jimmy. You know, there's nothing like a little leisurely skate on a Sunday night.
Yeah, not bad. It's a little tough jumping right into it, but it's good, though.
You know, talking about trying to get as much speed up, you know, around a course like this, you got two turns and you've got your straightaways, but where do you think you can make up the most speed in a situation like this?
I think at the corners is definitely where you make up your speed. That's where you create your speed, and you know, if you keep your feet moving and you drive through, crossing over as much as you can, then you usually can pick up a little time.
You know, that's where a lot of people get confused, where they like to coast around the corners, but if you skate the corners, you're going to be that much quicker.
Yeah, exactly. If you cross over around the corners, you're going to pick up more speed for sure.
You know, Rex, when you talk about a guy your size, you talk about it, not the biggest stride in the world, and you certainly proved it doesn't have to have a big stride to be a fast skater.
No, I'm usually a little better at A to B, but I just had to show these young guys, Simone and Lanker and these guys, that the old guys still had it, so.
And you certainly did. Mark Recchi, thanks very much. Let's go back up to Jim Jackson.
31-year-old Mark Recchi giving the young guys a little shot there as he said, hey, us old guys can still skate. I don't know if 31 is old, but.
Things are heating up now.
Yes, they are. And Mark Recchi helping the white team to a sweep of the 2 points in the fastest skating competition. Mark Recchi won them the individual award, and the average time of 14.021 gets the white team another point. And so the white team now a 3-1 lead over the orange team through the first two events. Coming up next, the hardest shot. I have a feeling Mr. Leclerc will be busy in that competition as well. We'll have the hardest shot competition after these messages.
In the financial world, to survive, you must keep on the move. Sometimes, to defend against larger, fiercer competitors, your best choice is merger or acquisition. But beware, in these troubled waters, experience, knowledge, and size are your best allies. To strengthen your company through merger or acquisition, come to the mountain called First Union. Or if you prefer, the mountain will come to you.
More coffee?
Half a cup. Now you look like a guy who doesn't do anything halfway. So look at this. You can lease America's best-selling car for just $219 a month. $219 for a nicely equipped Restyle 2000 Camry. Or buy any Camry at a low 5.9% APR for 36 months. But not for long, so finish that sandwich and go.
Just one more bite.
You gonna eat that pickle?
And welcome back to the Federal Express NHL Super Skills Competition. John Leclerc's white team with a 3-1 advantage through two events, and I guess if you want to call it his specialty coming up, the hardest shot competition. We all know John Leclerc has a big shot. One shooter at a time skates in from the blue line and shoots into the net, where a radar gun calculates the speed of the puck in miles per hour. Shots that miss the net count as 0. And John LeClaire in one of the All-Star Super Skills competitions did miss the net once. He knows all about that.
Well, there will be 4 shooters per team. Each player gets 2 shots, but only the best time is recorded. The player with the hardest shot wins a goal for his team, and the team with the highest average speed earns an additional score. And one thing that, as these shooters are set to go, you don't want to hit the puck dead on with your stick. You want to hit about an inch behind it, and it's like a ricochet. And the timing is so very important. I mean, you're going at a pretty good rate of speed and then putting everything in, have into the shot.
Lindros goes first for the Orange team. 92.3 is the time registered for Eric. His first appearance here in the Super Skills here in this particular event.
Now, the one thing that has been noted is on these machines here that do time, if you keep the puck along the ice, for some reason it records a better time than if you hit the net with it.
Lindros with his second shot. 91.7, so his first shot, his better effort at 92.3. So Lindros starts for the Orange. And scheduled to go for the White first was John LeClaire, and here he comes. John has been right up there among the All-Stars when he's competed in these drills. He can hammer the puck. 99.3. Well, if he's that close to hitting the century mark, he might as well hit the century mark with his second shot.
Now, I'm anxious to see if he is able to maintain that 100.
98.3, but 99.3 sticks, and that is certainly a tough standard for anybody to hit. Goalies around the National Hockey League are well aware that he can fire the puck like that.
And it wouldn't have been many goaltenders who have been able to stop that shot.
Now, next up, Sandy McCarthy. Sandy will get 2 shots. Here's his first. 93.2. Not a bad effort, Sandy. Another Flyers having a tremendous year this year. 91.8. So his first one will hold 93.2.
Now, you know the guy, the first player that misses the net, you're going to get some cat calls from everybody, even including us. But it would still be a lot better than what I did the one time. I missed the puck completely.
Missed the puck and then slid on your derriere into the corner.
I was graceful, though.
Chris Therien was there for that Super Skills competition. He's probably afraid of that right now. No, he hits the puck. 100.6 from Chris Therien. Oh, my.
All right.
His second one is 88.
Who jumped into his body?
I don't know. Chris Therien, not necessarily known as the guy with the hardest shot on the Flyers team, 100.6. And that leads the way. He even looks surprised.
Now watch Therien now. I mean, he just let it rip. I mean, the timing has to be perfect to calculate 100 miles an hour. Complete shock by everybody on the bench.
I don't think John LeClaire thought that Chris Therien would register a better time, but hey, he hits the century mark. Now Adam Burt with a couple cracks at it. Oh, hit the post.
You hear them? You hear the cat calls? He has done that in the past.
Yeah, those cat calls are coming not only from the crowd, but from the bench. All right, another shot at it. He missed both times. Oh, Adam. Adam. You're going to be hearing about that for the rest of the year. Well, that goes down as 0, and so the Orange team's chance of winning the average pretty much goes out the window.
At least this one came a little bit closer, hit the goalpost. But next year...
You're going to give Adam Burt another crack at it. And he just fired one in on a third try that I don't know as if it'll count at 83.4, but he not very happy with the fact that he was unable to connect on the first 2.
Do we have any soccer nets?
There it is. We're giving him a fourth one, 81.9. Well, Adam Burton hadn't scored a goal in a long time in a game. Had trouble hitting the net. So the Flyers wanted him to hit the net, so they gave him a couple extra shots at it. There's a guy who can fire the puck. Dan McGillis. 93.3. He'll get another shot. McGillis during games, Dornhoefer, kind of guy who's good at getting the puck on net. And it's a hard shot, heavy shot. 93.1.
That's consistent.
Yes, it is. Just two contestants left, one from each team now. Eric Desjardins will go for the Orange. 87.8. Desjardins actually is one of those guys who gets the shots up high a lot. That one he kept down low. 86.8. So the white team looking to be in good shape in this event.
Well, it helps when you have a guy get 100 and another guy get 99.
Yeah. Your average is really going well. Here's Mark Recchi. 88. And just one more shot as Rexy will close it out. And the last shot, 85.6. So the 88 brings their average down, but still think you might be looking at a sweep for the white. They win the hardest shot is Chris Therien, hitting the century mark, 100 miles per hour with his shot. Gets the win. And Chris Therien is down with Steve Coates.
100 miles an hour? Now, come on. I mean, 100 miles an hour. Did you ever think you'd shoot the puck 100 miles an hour?
Maybe the machine's broken, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's what everybody on your team thought. Now, I mean, did you already get all of that, obviously?
I got into it pretty good, but I was a little overwhelmed in the second one. I didn't really make good contact with it.
Now we got to talk for a whole year about the rematch between you and John Leclerc for the hardest shot.
I don't want to get into too many of those rematches.
I don't think you should either. Thanks very much. Great job, Chris.
That away, Coatsy, really helping the guy's ego out a lot there with a shot. But Chris Therien, speaking of shots, the hardest shot, 100.6. And so the white team picks up a point for that. And then it's up to the average of the four contestants. And we're still waiting for the numbers on that.
Yeah, they have
95.3. Was that the average? There it is. The white team wins both. So white team now with a growing lead here in the super skills competition as they add 2 more points to their total in the hardest shot competition and now have a 5-1 advantage. Up next, more shots, but it's rapid fire. And the goaltenders will get involved. John Van Beesbrook and Brian Boucher when we come back.
Performance, comfort, and extraordinary value. Everything falls into place with Nissan's new option packages, like on the new 2000 Nissan Altima, which offers up to $1,000 in package savings on some of the most sought-after features, including CD audio system, remote keyless entry, cruise control, and more. Or choose the new Pathfinder with package savings on features like power sliding glass sunroof, 6-speaker Bose audio system, and more. Everything's falling into one place. Your local Nissan dealer. Nissan. Driven.
Intrigue is now the first and only mid-size car with the precision control system. It gives you better control over the unexpected. Intrigue by Oldsmobile. Start something.
3 to go at the FedEx NHL Super Skills competition, and only the goaltenders will finally get involved as rapid fire is up next. They're warming up John Van Beesbrook at one end and Brian Boucher at the other as they'll be facing a lot of rubber here in a matter of moments. Rapid fire, 5 pucks are placed in preset locations in front of the net. The shooter is given 12 seconds to score as many goals as possible. To start, the goalie must have both skates touching or inside the goal crease.
Now this will be the first goaltender event. Each goaltender will face 3 shooters, but only one at a time. The goalie with the fewest goals allowed will win a goal for his team.
Well, Luke Richardson will be the first contestant for Team Orange. Orange down 5-1. They need some points in this event. So Luke will try to beat John Van Beesbroek. Pucks are set up for Luke, and in he goes. One save for Van Beesbroek. Oh, patience by Luke, and he gets his first 2 for 3. And time runs out on Luke. Took 4 shots, 2 of them got by John Van Beesbroek. Nice move on that first goal.
Luke always said that he could score, just needs some time, no one to challenge him in front of the net and watch him go, but he did make an excellent move.
Out the other end, it's Mark Bureau going to work against Brian Boucher. And we'll see how the young goaltender handles this. Brian Boucher settling in. And he has to keep his skates at the top of the crease or inside the crease as Bureau gets to the puck. As Bureau gets the whistle at least. Now he can move out a little. Off the post. Shea with a save. Another save. Shea wasn't sure where it was, but he got the job done. There's one for Bureau. And the horn sounds before he could get that last shot off. So 1 goal for Mark Bureau.
Now, so far, both Richardson and Bureau have not been able to release all 5 of their shots in the allotted time.
Well, if you make a move, as Richardson did, to score, and you skate away from the puck, you're losing a lot of time there. So you may be sacrificing getting that last shot off for making such a move.
But if you're going to make that move, you better score.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's McCarthy off the outside of the post. McCarthy, see, he elected to get all 5 shots, but without any moves. He couldn't score. He is getting some more here, though. Now does get one in, sneaking it in before the horn sound. You can get your rebounds in this drill. He said he had to be reminded of that, but he was able to recover in time to get one past Van Beesbroek.
Now, he released his 5 shots with about 7 seconds left to go.
Right.
And then he just didn't remember that he could retrieve one of the pucks and continue firing at John Van Beesbroek.
He's just been told, hey, you can still keep firing, and it pays off. And Sandy gets the last shot past him, so the Orange team has 3 goals. White team 1, but Greg Berube will try to take care of that deficit as he takes on the rookie, Brian Boucher. Oh, first one is in. Save Boucher, another save. Boucher making several saves, sticking with it. Another save for Brian Boucher. And the rookie goaltender, a little Dominic Hasek imitation there as he was down on his stomach, but able to make the save and limit Berube to 1.
Hey, Chief, he gave you a lot of net up high, and you put it right back into his stomach.
Hey, make it sound like the goalie made the great save.
Hey, I'm with the forwards. Come on. Just watch the footwork. Watch the footwork here of Boucher. Now, this is a little unorthodox, but then throws up that pad and the glove and found the puck.
All right, Eric Lindros, the final competitor for the Orange team. They have the 3-2 lead after 2 shooters. Eric will try to build on that against Van Beesbroek. Jim Palmer and Ben Green, the officials. We wait for the whistle from them to allow Lindros to go to work. And there it is. One save. Oh, good glove save by Van Beesbroek. Bad save. Lindros misses the net there. And was able to bat one in. Was it with a high stick is the question. Now looking for a ruling on that last one. The officials conferring. And they're saying 2 goals, so it counted. So Lindros able to get 2 past Van Beesbroek, and Van Beesbroek, he went after Steve Coates. I don't think Coates made the call, did he?
Yeah, but he was the smallest guy out there.
So Orange team has a 5-2 lead. That puts a lot of pressure on John LeClaire. He has to get at least 3 to tie this.
Well, from close in, we've all seen how dangerous John LeClaire is. And All he's saying right now is step into my office and watch.
Well, if the competition ends in a tie, each team gets a goal. Here's one. Save Boucher. Another one. Another save. Oh, he snuck that one. He needs one more. Boucher the save, and Boucher. Well, John pushes the goalie and the puck into the net, but that last one won't count. So Leclerc gets 2. That's left the white team just 1 goal short. The orange team wins the rapid fire.
John will do anything to win, won't he? Push Boucher right in the net along with the puck. Trouble is, time had elapsed.
And now, of course, the goal that stands as the difference was this one. Oh.
That wasn't even close.
You're sticking with those forwards again. And then Brian Boucher, after Leclerc beat him with that one, made that save there to preserve the lead. Although John Leclerc said, I'm pushing everything into the net. And that, of course, did not count as a goal. So 5-4, the orange team wins in rapid fire. Up next, shooting accuracy. Eric Desjardins will be one of the participants there. We'll have that for you coming up next.
Getting legendary capability doesn't mean spending everything you have. In fact, with Jeep Cherokee Sport's low lease rate of $279 a month, you may even have a little change left over. Now get all this at no extra charge. See your Key States Jeep dealer.
In your world, job stress means more than emotional anxiety. It means real physical damage, like injured or arthritic knees. When making a living takes a toll on your body, call Penn Orthopedics. Our doctors serve as specialists for pro and college teams and are consistently ranked among the nation's best. We'll fix you up, because keeping you in working order is what our job is all about. Call Penn Orthopedics at 1-800-789-PENN.
Well, it is time to test the shooting accuracy of the Philadelphia Flyers as part of the FedEx NHL Super Skills competition. There you see the 4 targets they will be shooting at, 4 15-inch targets, 1 in each corner of the net. 2 players will alternately pass 4 pucks, each to a shooter positioned 25 feet in front of the goal. Any contact of the target is considered a hit.
Now there's a total of 8 attempts. The shooter has a time limit of 18 seconds, so obviously time is of the essence. The team with the most hits in fewest attempts gets the goal. In addition, the player with the best individual percentage of hits picks up a goal for his team.
Luke Richardson and Sandy McCarthy will be providing the passes for Eric Desjardins. You aim for 1 target first. Is there any rule there, or just fire away? He's going low first. He took care of that one. Now 2 for 2. Missed that pass. Another one went through. Got the 2 more difficult ones up high. That one clipped it, so that's 3. 4, and Eric Desjardins gets all 4. He said he can fire it high, and he certainly proved that.
Well, there was a mix-up also in 2 of the passes that went to Eric Desjardins, so I think he got the 4 targets in 6 shots. We'll have to 4 for 5.
4 out of.
So I made it worse than what it really was. 4 for 5 is excellent.
They're
And
saying 7.
two of the passes
right.
went away.
4 for 7, yeah.
Which was unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Dan McGillis with 1. Hit the post, did not get the target with that one. Still looking for his second one. There it is. Very deliberate with it. Now he's trying to get the puck upstairs. Post. Yes. Once upstairs, they're more difficult. McGillis gets 2. And the orange team has the lead, courtesy of Eric Desjardins.
Well, the buzzer went before McGillis released that 8th shot. Now, Therrien, is he giving McGillis instruction on the targets or how hard to shoot it? What do you think?
He's got the hardest shot crown. He can wear that for a year, Chris Terry.
He's going to be impossible to be around for the rest of the year, isn't he?
All right. Orange team now has Jody Hull up. Although Jody wasn't originally scheduled to take part in this event. But Jody is replacing Eric Lindros. Lindros instead will be passing the puck. Oh, 1 for 1. Didn't quite get it with that one. He's got 2. Real good look from ice level. Trying to pick up the 3rd target, 4th target. He got the 3rd target on one of those low ones. So Jody Hull, he can shoot the puck. Now they're saying 3, but the way he pulled off, I thought perhaps he got the 4th. We'll have to wait and see what the ruling was on that last one.
I thought he did an excellent job because Lindros passes the puck very hard. I mean, he doesn't give you soft passes. And so you have to be very alert when Lindros' pass comes to your stick.
All right, now Valeri Zelepukin. 1, 2, 3 for 3. Can he make it 4 for 4? Yes, he can! Valeri Zelepukin, perfect.
Doesn't get any better than that, folks. And he's congratulated by his teammates. We saw Raymond Bourque do that in the NHL skills competition, 4 for 4.
A lot of times you think of Valeri Zelepukin, you think of the fact that he's a grinder, and he is that, but he has plenty of skill as well.
He just took his time, he looked, and made up his mind to go with the 2 low targets first, and then go high on the next 2. And that is a perfect score.
And his teammates on the white squad very happy as Valeri Zelepukin goes 4 for 4. Damon Langkow now up. Richardson and Lindros, the passers. That one not close. That one nails it. Going low first, and then he tried a high one. Damon, trouble getting that lower left there. He got it too. And that's it. Well, Eric Lind. Now they're saying 3. They're saying 1 ticked it. And all it has to do, the puck is just touch the target. Doesn't have to destroy it in order to count. And so the ruling was that Langkow got 3 on 8 shots.
And now you got Berube, Craig Berube, the final shooter.
No,
I'm sorry, there's one more after these guys. Okay.
And the Chief goes to work. Upstairs, and he got both of those. Berube now trying to get his 4th, and he does! Craig Berube!
He missed on his first 2 shots and then hit 4 in a row. So there must be something to wearing these white sweaters.
Yeah. Chris Terry, the hardest shot. Craig Berube, 4 for 6. Who says that the tough guys can't shoot the puck, eh?
Watch this one go high and wide. Now the next 4, and Berube elected to go with the high targets first and then hit the 2 low ones. And he was perfect on his last 4 shots.
He just had to get warmed up.
That's it.
Manny McGillis has been very happy with the last 2 participants for the white team. Zelepukin and Berube both getting all 4 targets. Simon Gagne, the last of the orange team to shoot. Gagne, big-time goal scorer in junior hockey. You know, he knows how to put the puck in the net and pick his spots. Some last words of direction from the official. All right.
So you just have to follow that puck to your stick and then look at the target.
I have to assume that's a big test for you. You're in such a rush that you want to fire it before you actually are ready, but Gagne seems to be waiting. He's not getting the targets.
Well, he's going for that same target on every shot.
There he goes. That's it. We're only 1 for the 19-year-old. And the orange team now with a total of 11. The white team already has 10, so Mark Recchi just needs to get 2. Now they're going to go with John Leclerc. Changing the order, John LeClaire will go. Just needs to get 2.
Well, that shouldn't be a very difficult task for John LeClaire.
Zalapukin with his 4 for 4, of course, can't get beaten in the individual, although he could be tied, but Zalapukin and LeClaire are teammates. There's one. I'm not sure whether he has 1 or 2. There seems to be some dispute down there. At least 1 for John. He's got to at least get that second one for sure, and there it is. So LeClaire with at least 2. There was some dispute on the ice as to whether he hit that other lower target, but either way you look at it, the white team will pick up the overall points. And the individual winner, Lily Valeri Zalapukin, as he nailed 4 of 4. 10 for 18 for the white team. There was the leader. An impressive show by Valeri Zalapukin.
You just take what he did tonight, and you remember that when you're in on the goaltender. You have 4 spots, high, low, and just let it rip inside the goalpost.
So the white team will carry a commanding lead 7-2 into the final event, which is the breakaway relay. The players getting to go in on goal against the goaltenders. Eric Lindros will be part of that. Breakaway relay after these messages.
Chevy Blazer. A little security in an insecure world. Blazer, like a rock.
Tilly. No. Tilly.
You can never be too prepared. That's why Pico Energy uses advanced technology to find problems before they happen. Isn't it nice when someone looks out for you? Pico Energy, no doubt about it.
Back at the FedEx NHL Super Skills Competition. Big lead going into the final event for the white team, but don't be fooled by that. The last event, the breakaway relay event, a lot of points can go back and forth. High drama and the championship at stake in this final event. 3 shooters are positioned outside the blue line with 40 seconds in the clock. At the whistle, the first skater takes an onside pass and tries to score. He then must clear the zone for his next attempt. This repeats until all 3 shooters have had 2 attempts each.
Now each team takes a total of 18 breakaway attempts. Since there are breakaways and not penalty shots, you can score on a rebound. The great thing about this event is that every goal counts, so nobody is out of it. And the goaltender saves tallied here will be combined with the rapid fire goals against to determine the top goaltender award.
As John Van Beesbrook at one end of the ice, and the rookie Brian Boucher's at the other end. And there he is. We'll get to see these guys in their worst nightmare, actually, facing breakaway after breakaway. Although, heck, sometimes in practice it's 2-on-0s and 3-on-0s. This is at least a little bit more fair for them, just 1-on-1.
I still think that the advantage always is with a goaltender on a breakaway, especially if the shooter goes in closer to the net and tries the deke.
Adam Burton leads off for the orange team. And Van Beesbrook stays right with him to make the save. Now Burt hustles back, takes the pass, and goes in again. And Van Beesbrook just, as he usually is, yeah, he just cut down the angle. How's that? Jody Hull goes 5-hole and gets one for the orange. Van Beesbrook, the arm save there. So Van Beesbrook stopped 3 of 4. Mikhail Anderson will give it a try. Oh, nice move. Sweet move by Anderson. He'll try to go 2 for 2. Uses the backhand. Van Beesbrook makes the save. 2 in thus far for the orange. And the orange sounds ending the first leg of the breakaway relay.
Well, Mikhail Anderson really put a good move on John Van Beesbrook.
Now the white team will now get its chance to go in on goal. Mark Recchi, John Van Beesbrook settles in to watch this. It'll be Recchi, Leclerc, Zelepukin, and Terry. Terry might as well just stand out and wind up and blast that 100-mile-per-hour shot of his, don't you think?
Well, if he shoots from center ice, I'm really going to be impressed. I think he's going to go in. And
yeah, he goes first. So here's Terry. Oh, he scores! And he's going to try to make it 2 for 2. Here's Terry, and the pump check by Boucher knocked it away. So 1 in thus far for the white team. Now John Leclerc got very deep and did not tuck it home. One more try for John. And he lost control of the puck and it hit Boucher. So just 1 in thus far for the white team. Zelepukin will try, and he is stopped by Boucher. Boucher's been very good in this competition.
And they're running out of time.
Oh, Zelepukin scores on the last shot of that group for the white team. So each team with 2 thus far in the breakaway relay.
Well, when Zelepukin picked up the puck just outside the blue line, it only had 3 seconds left, so he knew that he couldn't use the deke. He had to shoot the puck and ended up scoring a goal to tie it.
So it's Brian Boucher holding his own breakaway relay. Now the orange team will send 3 more players in on John Van Beesbrook. Him and Lankow. Looks as though he will lead off. 9-4 the score now with the white team on top of the overall competition. The orange, they need to score some goals in bunches. Lankow starts. And Van Beesbrook, that must infuriate shooters. He makes it look so easy. He doesn't move, economy of motion. Oh, nice move by Lankow there.
There wasn't a lot of room, but Lankow put it home.
Andy McCarthy. Oh, Sandy. Hey, he definitely got Van Beesbrook with that move. And he stopped the backhander. Thus far, orange team, couple. Gagne. Oh, nice shot there. And Gagne will try to be a perfect 2 for 2, and he just lost control. He picks it up again and fired it off the post as the horn sounded.
Yeah, rebounds are allowed.
That's
so
right.
he knew what he was doing when he lost control of that puck. But unfortunately, the goalpost got in the way. So
the orange team able to score 3 times. Van Beesbrook with 3 stops. The overall score gets somewhat closer as the orange team picks up 3. Now 9-7. White team has Michael Redberg ready to go. Michael's been starting to feel that the goal scorer's touch return here recently during the season. Now he'll try to continue that right here. In on Brian Boucher. And Boucher closed up that 5-hole.
Boucher is such a capable goaltender, and if you watch what he does, he'll come well out about 15 feet in front of his crease, and then as the shooter goes closer, he'll back into the net.
Yeah.
So he's taking the shot away right at the get-go, and then wanting the player to pull a shift, and he's been very good at both the shooters on the white team.
4 for 4 in this segment. Oh, great save there on Mark Muro. The last of the shooters for the white team in this group. And Brian Boucher, 6 for 6. Added to the rookie goaltender of the Flyers as he shuts down the white team, and the orange team suddenly is back in this overall competition.
Well, you're going to see Boucher at his best as he just sprawls out and takes one away from Mark Bureau. But I like his style, how he came well out and then just backed towards his goal crease as the shooter got closer.
All right, final group of shooters for the orange team. Eric Desjardins going in. And Beesbrook the same. Orange team 2 points down. And Van Beesbrook getting back to the post. And
you make your shift because you know that Van Beesbrook's pad is going to be along the ice.
Orange team needs goals here. Oh, that one takes off. 2 shots left. Lindros needs to score both times. Oh, he hit the post. And he has one more shot coming. Well, they say that play was offside. Wouldn't have counted anyhow. It didn't go in the net. And there was still time, but I don't think Eric realized that. And so, John Van Beesbrook doing a good job for the White. And he's showboating a little as he stopped all 5 shots he faced.
Now watch this shot by Eric. There's not a lot of room on the left-hand side. And Van Beesbrook was playing the shift all the way. And there was some opening there, and Lindros hit the post. Now he's protesting now. Offside, what, me?
Tom Van Beesbrook said it wouldn't have mattered. All right, so the White team has 3 shooters left here. They have the competition in good shape with a 9-7 lead, but they'll still take their shots at Brian Boucher and see if anybody can beat him.
Yeah, well, it's the goaltenders that are at stake now who win that award.
Absolutely. And Boucher is certainly doing his best to win that side of the competition. Ruby in, and Boucher has stopped 8 in a row over the last 2 segments. Mark Recchi now in on Boucher. Oh, sweet move. Tough to stop that.
Yeah, Mark went to his backhand. Oh, boy, did Boucher make a save there.
Got the pad out. Recchi couldn't get the puck upstairs. Here's Mark Bureau. Oh, he got it between the legs. One more shot for Bureau, and here he goes. Oh, he lays out Boucher to make another great save, and Brian Boucher was outstanding in the breakaway relay.
Well, that last save certainly reminded us of Dominik Hasek, the way he sprawls out and throws the pad up in the air and hope the puck hits it.
But obviously these guys enjoying themselves. Here was that last save.
Watch that leg just shoot up in the air, the left pad, and Mark Buer, all he can do is smile about it as Boucher makes a save.
He'll smile too because his White team able to beat Brian Boucher's Orange team, although Brian Boucher did his best. And they tally up the numbers in the goaltenders. It's going to be very tight.
They got a team picture going here.
The White team and the Orange team. I thought there may be a deal where the losing team had to skate laps, no?
You might have a protest if that would happen.
I think you would.
Besides, you have a game coming up.
That's right. 11-7. The final score is the White team defeats the Orange team. You got a chance to see a lot of the skills that these guys possess. And let's go downstairs. Steve Coates talking with the captain.
For the fans, it's a good night overall.
We're all here for 2 really good causes, Hockey Fights Cancer and the Art Dorrington Foundation. We'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We had some fun doing it, and I hope everybody had a good time watching. And bringing up a couple decibels for the Phantoms tonight. Wish them luck, too.
Anything last thing you want to talk to the referee about? I didn't think you were offside there.
We got a long walk down that hallway.
All right. You heard it, Jimmy. It's all yours.
All right, Coatsy. I pity the poor referee. That's all I can say.
He should start right now.
There you go. There's your final. The White team 11, the Orange team 7 in the FedEx NHL Super Skills competition, brought to you, presented by Comcast SportsNet. It was a fun time out there.
Absolutely, and I know one thing, that the fans enjoyed it because they're giving the play. They're all standing up and clapping.
Brian Boucher was certainly very strong, although not strong enough to stay out of the net when John Leclerc was pushing him in. Mark Recchi was very impressive, not surprisingly, in the fastest skater competition. We got to see a lot of the great Flyer players performing and doing their best in this one, and then some surprises as well.
Here it comes right now. Chris Therien, 100 miles an hour. Oh my gosh, he's going to be unbearable to live with for the rest of the year.
He also scored in the breakaway relay. Well, our thanks to Brian Propp, Steve Coates, the entire crew, led by producer John Slobotkin. Thanks for joining us in the Super Skills competition.